Hey everybody, welcome back. Real quick, if you haven't already, please subscribe to support the channel and so that you don't miss future videos. Today I want to tell a story about a patient that I had while scribing in the emergency department a while back, and this story serves as a lesson that this patient had to learn the hard way because sometimes people are so thick-headed and stubborn that tragedy is the only effective wake-up call. And I would plead to everyone watching that you learn from this patient's mistakes so that you never have to experience this for yourselves. Let's go. So this patient was a middle-aged man who presented to the emergency department with chest pain. Now, when you report chest pain, there are certain tests that are typically ordered, such as an EKG, a troponin, maybe a chest x-ray, and other labs such as a CBC or complete blood count, and a BMP or basic metabolic panel. But anyway, the test came back, and while the results weren't overtly concerning to the point where the patient required admission to the ICU, for example, the doctor did want to keep him overnight for observation, and he also wanted to order a stress test for the following morning. So we went back into the patient's room to discuss the test results and the plan, and the patient was fairly irate at the idea of staying overnight and argued adamantly against it. The doctor then proceeded to elaborate on his concerns for the patient's health and safety in light of his symptoms and test results. Despite this doctor being a highly intelligent and experienced healthcare professional making a very compelling case for this patient to stay, he just wasn't having it. He would have argued it until he was blue in the face. Literally. So at this point, the doctor gave him a very thorough rundown of the situation, along with the risks associated with leaving against medical advice, up to and including death, which very evidently went in one ear and right out the other. The doc and I then left the room, and on the way back to the hub, he stopped me and said, "Be sure to document that I thoroughly explained the situation and results with the patient and strongly recommended against leaving. Furthermore, document that the patient has been well educated on the risks associated with leaving against medical advice, up to and including death," which I of course documented in great detail. Just to pause for a second, I remember thinking in the moment as the physician was explaining these things to the patient and instructing me to document them, that this meticulous level of communication and documentation was born from both experience with similar cases in the past and almost a sixth sense of what was about to happen. So about 15 minutes later, as we were getting ready to go see another patient, a code blue sounded in the ER. We went to investigate, and it was this guy. He apparently had not left yet, and just dropped as soon as he had gathered his things and was getting ready to walk out of the room. The team coded him for about 5 minutes, and thankfully they did get him back. Now, despite the scenario, this was extremely lucky, because he's lucky that he was still in the ER when this happened. What if he had already made it far away from the hospital or even home? Without the ER team readily available to literally respond in seconds, he very well might have died on the spot. In an even worse scenario, his wife was with him in the ER, but what if he insisted on driving? He could have gone down while driving, potentially killing himself, his wife, any nearby pedestrians, and drivers. These are the consequences that he didn't consider when making his choice, and this is why you shouldn't leave the hospital against medical advice. If you took something away from the story, let me know in the comments, give the video a thumbs up, and share it. And again, please subscribe if you haven't already. The channel's growing, but it's still very small, and I do truly appreciate the support from each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next one, and if you're sticking around, here's some other videos that you might enjoy.